You hear him purring. You hear Alistair purring. He doesn't do that very often. He likes to pretend to be aloof. He likes to pretend that nothing affects him. He's just above it all, but he is still such a big softy, a big fluffy softy, and now he is big. I don't know if you remember when he was little, but he's big now. And check this out. I like this shirt. Al for president. That's Weird Al Yankovic. I'd vote for Weird Al Yankovic for president. That'd be all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Brian Tulsa channel. It's another work day, but it's a Friday, and we will be headed out of town after work today. We are going to Grove. We have a place. My parents have a place out there that they don't really use. So we've just kind of commandeered it every once in a while to, it's not very far out of town, and Grove is a small town, so there's not really a lot to do. Not a great adventure, but it does get us away from the house a little bit, gives us some peace and quiet, gets us away from the city for a little bit, gets us out in the country, and that's what we're going to do this weekend. And I am a city person. I could not live in the country. It would drive me crazy. I've spent enough time in the country, in small towns in rural America, to know that it would drive me crazy. But it's nice to visit. I don't mind visiting the rocks and the trees and the birdies. But I need activity. I need places to go. I enjoy cities. I've always been a city person. I live in Tulsa. Tulsa is a small city. I could not live in any city smaller than Tulsa. A lot of the travel that Marianne and I do are to larger cities, and we always find something to do. There's always something to do. There's always fun to be had. There's always adventures to be had. But there are adventures in the woods as well. There are adventures in small towns. Really, there are adventures wherever you find them. And there are some places that we like to go in Grove. I don't know that we will be getting out very much this weekend because we're both really exhausted. She's been working. I've been working. We've been working a lot, and we need a break. But there are some places in Grove that we like to go to sometimes, and if not on this journey, maybe next time we'll take you on some mini adventures. Mini as in MINI, not Manny as in MANY. Because there aren't many adventures in Grove, but there are mini adventures. We are solidifying some travel plans for the rest of the year. It looks like the trip in May is going to pan out. Okay, one of the trips, there may be two, and we need to think about JoeFest in Augusta, which will be in June. So I mean, I like going to JoeFest. Marianne really likes going to JoeFest. She has just enjoyed it so much, seeing the people and hanging out with friends and things. So we're going to try to go. Once again, like last year, there's a lot of travel around that time period. So it's going to be complicated to figure it out, to get it to work around travel that is already planned and is kind of a necessity. But it's something that we absolutely will do as long as untamed equines don't keep us away. I miss you guys. It was a lot of fun last year. Uh, my favorite people were there, and I'm hoping more of my favorite people will be there this coming year. So if you are available in June 2026, and you're anywhere near Augusta, Georgia, United States, check out JoeFest. Come see us, meet us, see me. This is my face right here. Unfortunately, I do not look better than this in person. I look the same as this in person. So you'll be able to find me. Come say hi, come hang out. And yeah, that is in itself is an adventure. If you don't know anybody at JoeFest, just show up, come find me. Just hang out. We know the people at JoeFest, and you can know the people at JoeFest through us. JoeFest, of course, is a primarily GI Joe themed convention, but not exclusively. They have everything nostalgia related there. Sergeant Slaughter usually shows up there, so there's a lot of wrestling stuff. There's other, toy and pop culture things from the 80s and 90s and earlier, comic books, and so yeah, it's called JoeFest informally, because that is what everybody gravitated toward after the end of the official Joe Con. So it's an unofficial JoeFest that is run by Ed Schumacher, who has really made it something big, considering where it started. I went to the second one in 2019. I didn't make the first one because 2018 was also the last year of JoeCon, and I just couldn't make two trips that quickly or that close together. So I did not make it to the first one. Made it to the second one. It was in a much smaller venue, but it was in a much smaller venue than it is now. It was in a larger venue than it was the first year. They had, I think, doubled the size of the venue that they got for JoeFest 2019, and it was still not enough. It was cram packed. They needed to expand rapidly, so now they're in the convention center there at in Augusta, and they fill that out. One thing that I have said on the other channel, and I think Marianne can confirm that it's true now, is that JoeFest is a family reunion. It's an annual family reunion. That is where we go and see friends that we only get to see once a year. So if we miss it, we don't get to see a whole circle of friends for another year. So we really don't like to miss it. We really won't miss it unless there's really no choice. There are some other things going on. See, he moved. He moved. Weird Al Yankovic for president. Yeah. So, JoeFest, be there if you can. Come and find me if you don't know anybody. I know a couple people, so I'll take you around, show you around. Maybe you'll make some friends. If you don't have any interest in G.I. Joe, that's fine, because there's a lot more than that. And yeah, there will be adventures to be had. One thing that you may have noticed, though, is the earliest travel that I've mentioned is in May, and that's not very soon. We've got to do something before then. I can't wait until May to get out of this house and get down the road and see something. I've always felt that going someplace new and seeing someplace new expands your world. It makes your world bigger. Seeing things with your own eyes rather than just on the television connects you to the world in a more tangible way. And I've lived that way. I've lived by that belief for the past few years, and it's not necessarily easy because, as I mentioned before, we have to make some sacrifices in other areas of our lives in order to have the time and the resources to go places. But those sacrifices have been worth it because our worlds are larger now with more people in it, more human connections. And we're just going to keep doing that. And it may involve more work. It may involve more of this, which is sitting in front of a screen and not going anywhere and having to, do the things that are necessary to make the money. But it's worth it. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going, and I'm just going to keep doing this until I die or I just can't do it anymore. So please join us on these journeys and adventures, and I guess also join me on these non-journey, non-adventures as I sit here. There will be some other topics covered in these vlogs. There's a lot going on in the world. I do have thoughts about it, but these few days I've been thinking mainly about how do I want to live life? What places do I want to go? What human connections do I want to have? I've been thinking a lot about my own kids because my youngest had her birthday yesterday, as did my brother. And so those are the things that have been on my mind lately. But we live in the United States. There are places in the United States that I don't think any reasonable person would feel safe going to. And when you are a traveler like me, it's something that you have to think about. The situation here in the United States right now is weird. It's weird. It's not normal. Don't let anybody tell you that it's normal. It is not normal. And there's no way to avoid addressing it and adjusting life because of it. We'll talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that next time. If we talk about that next time, if I do one of these tomorrow, it will be in Grove with a different scenery, different setting, and maybe even the rocks, the trees, and the birdies. But for now, I will let you go, and I will see you next time.